do this. Okay, first, I just want to say hello. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for getting me to 100,000 subscribers. That's crazy. And we did it in only 3 months, and I'm so excited. And I'm just very, very happy. And so, like I said, to celebrate all of you guys helping me get to 100,000, we're going to do a live Q&A. Some of you guys have already tweeted me questions, which I'm going to pull up, but I'll also be answering live questions as soon as I get my life together. Okay. Hello. Wow, you guys, the comments are coming in so fast. Hello from all these different countries. And I love you guys too, so thank you very much. I'll start with a question from Twitter, and I'm just going to go in chronological order because that's the easiest way to do it. Oh, Jacob, would you want to come and answer this first question? He can't hear me. He has his headphones on. He's sitting right there, but he can't hear a word I'm saying. The first question is, when would you like Jacob to put a ring on it? Do you want to come answer this question for them?
What is it?
The first question's about you. You want to come answer it?
Sure.
This will be funny.
Alright, what's this first one?
Yes?
Working on it, I guess.
Great. Perfect answer. Thanks. Get out of here. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to this live chat really quick. How many dogs do you have? 2. How many dogs do I want? 1 million. I'd show you my dogs, but they're over there licking their butts. So that's that. Okay. So another Twitter question. Are you still working at BuzzFeed? I see this a lot in the comments sometimes. I am not at BuzzFeed anymore. I left BuzzFeed at the end of April, I think. Yep, I left BuzzFeed at the end of April, and I have been doing my own thing since then, so no, I am no longer at BuzzFeed. Where's my mom from in Ireland? She's from Limerick. My mom was born and raised in Ireland. She lived in Limerick her whole life. And I actually lived there for a year. Right after I was born, I was a few months old, and we went back, and then, it's this big, long story. But basically, we got stuck there for like a year. So I lived there, and then we came back to the United States. And every summer after that, until I was like 16, we would go back to Ireland for 2 weeks. So it was basically my home away from home. It still is. All of our family is over there. And most of them are in Limerick. Some of them are in Galway or in Cork, and, but anyway. What are your dogs' names? My dogs' names are Hank and Belle. Hank is the big gray one, and Belle is the little one that kind of looks like a tiger. Let's see. Where am I from? I am from Boston, originally. I grew up right outside of Boston in a little suburb. And that's where I lived my whole life. Least favorite CrossFit movement. My favorite movement is, a lot of you guys know I was a gymnast growing up, so most of my favorites are gymnastics movements. I really like muscle ups. I really like handstands. But I also am a big fan of the clean and jerk. I like myself a good clean and jerk now and then. My least favorite is anything cardio, honestly. Running, rowing, assault bike, burpees. I hate it. All of it. What motivates you to work out? This is a question. You guys ask me this question a lot, and it's so hard to answer because a lot of things motivate me, I guess. When I first started, I used to be an athlete. I took a little break, and then I started working out again. And when I first started, my motivation was getting healthy. I had kind of let myself go in college, and I really wanted to get healthy and get my life back on track. And I really stayed focused on that goal. And now my goals have shifted a little bit as I get farther into CrossFit and I'm getting more competitive. And so now I have a lot of competitive goals, like we want to qualify a team to go to the CrossFit regionals, or I want to hit certain numbers on my lifts or get certain skills. And those are the things day to day that keep me motivated. But also at the end of the day, the big picture is it's about staying healthy and staying fit, because the better I treat my body, the better my body's going to treat me. And sorry, I'm banging on the table. I don't know if that's making a really annoying noise. But it's just, I want to be doing the best thing for my body and have fun doing it, and that's what keeps me motivated. Let's see, what is my father's nationality? My dad's family, not my dad, but my dad's family is from Lebanon. So I am exactly 50% Lebanese and exactly 50% Irish. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? That's tough to say, because I would want to live in all the places. Like really, if I could, I would live somewhere for a few years and then live somewhere else for a few years. And then I like to keep bouncing around and seeing new places and creating new lifestyles and things like that. I studied in Australia for 5 months, in Western Australia, and I was in love with it. And I would move back there for sure. But I also really love New England. I know it's where I grew up, and that might be a boring answer, but I do. I love New England. Let's see, more questions. My favorite snack. Oh, man. A snack is a very specific question. What's considered a snack and what's considered a food? My favorite snack might be salt and vinegar chips. Let's see. How long do you work out a day? I only work out 5 days a week. I'll start by saying that. I take 2 full days off. Sometimes I'll go on a run or a little swim, but I take 2 days off a week, usually Thursdays and Sundays. And the days I'm in the gym, I'm working out about 3 hours, sometimes 2.5, sometimes a little more. And that's because I do a lot of extra strength and accessory programming on top of your normal like CrossFit class. Let's see, what was my major in college? I majored in mass communications with a minor in TV and video production. So it's pretty applicable. Have I ever ridden a horse? Yes, I have. I actually went to camp for horse riding when I was younger, and my uncle had a couple horses, I think I remember, and I rode those horses. So I have ridden a horse, but not in a really long time. I love horses, though. How young are you? I like how you phrased that. I like that you didn't say how old are you, because I am 27. I'm almost 28. Well, I'm not almost 28. I'll turn 28 on Christmas Eve this year. So I'm a lot older than most of my colleagues. What's the hardest thing about doing YouTube yourself? This is actually a really good question. One thing I really miss about being at BuzzFeed and working with a lot of like really intelligent and really creative people is the collaborative atmosphere. It's so fun to just sit in a room and bounce ideas off each other and get different perspectives, and really just you're making your own content better and everybody else's content better just by listening to other people and seeing where other people's thoughts take it. And I do actually really miss that a lot. And you can't really do that when you're on your own. I still run ideas by people and you get their feedback, but it's not the same. Have you been to Central America? I haven't. I haven't been to Central America. But my stepmother, I am potentially going to sound really dumb because I'm very bad at geography. My stepmother is from Colombia, and she wants to take us there. So hopefully I will go there soon, and I think that's is that Central, South America? Oh gosh, I'm just going to look dumb, so I'm going to stop talking. Okay, are the Patriots your favorite football team? Why, yes, they are. I'm born and raised in New England. I come from a football family. I don't have a choice but to be a Patriots fan, but I love them very much. What do you do on the 2 days you don't work out? A whole lot of nothing. Especially because it's summer right now. I like to go lay by the pool, go to the beach, take my dogs to the park. Sometimes I get a massage to help me recover. But it's a lot of relaxing stuff. And also a lot of like chores. Like I take advantage of those days to get things done so that on the other days I can focus on my training and I'm not like, oh, I have to go do this or oh, I have to go do that. Ass to grass or 90-degree on squats for muscle gain. Always ass to grass. Well, I mean, you don't have to hit ass to grass, but always go below parallel. You have to hit full range of motion in order to gain muscle and gain strength. And I would never tell you to only hit parallel on a squat unless it's because of an injury. Always go below parallel. How do I find time or energy to work out in college? Girl, I wish I could help you because that's when I stopped working out. It's hard. It's hard because you've got a lot of classes and homework and social life and a job maybe and all those other things. I think my advice would be just do it when you can. And if you're too busy, you're too busy. But, you know, if you have a little bit of extra time one day, just go run on the treadmill. You know, go to the park and do some push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. Just kind of like squeeze it in when you can, but don't put too much pressure on yourself to, you know, be there all the time because you have a lot of other stuff going on. Let's see. 2 questions from Daniel Quinn. More videos with Michelle? Probably. We don't have anything in the works at this very moment, but Michelle and I are friends in real life, so I'm sure other collaborations will come down the road. Oh, except for, I forgot about this because we already shot it, but if you are watching Michelle's superhero series, her MK Ultra series, there is a sort of finale coming up. It's dropping. I don't even know when it's dropping. It's a secret day, but it's sometime next week. And so I do make an appearance in that video in the end. And then your other question, how do you find being female in a mainly male gym environment? It's funny you ask. There's actually a lot more women at my gym. And I find that as far as the there's a lot of women that CrossFit, especially I find in California and especially at the competitive level. Like yesterday I was at the gym and there was actually no guys there and there was about 7 of us girls working out together, which is awesome. It is so cool to be surrounded by that many strong women and like-minded women, and you can push each other and you just feel really good about what you're doing. But at the same time, you know, being an athlete in general, it is definitely a boys' club, and sometimes it's tough, but most of the time I just kind of ignore it and do what I want to do and not worry about other people. You got to. You have to. Otherwise, you'll never make it, you know? Okay. Let's see. What do you think about MMA? I think it's freaking awesome, and I never want to fight again, but it's such a cool sport. Oh, I lost all your questions. Oh my gosh, you guys have asked so many questions. I don't even know where I am. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but Michelle and I did we trained UFC and we did fight each other, and I learned that I really don't like fighting people. I really hated hitting her. It was not fun for me, and I did not feel accomplished at the end of the fight. But it's a super cool sport to watch. I have respect for all those athletes, and I love to watch the UFC fights on TV. Let's see. What's your favorite healthy, yummy food? That's a good question. My healthy, yummy food. I really love sweet potatoes. They're very versatile, as is the regular potato. But sweet potatoes are very good. Belle! Belle's barking at Hank right now. That's what that noise is. And fruit is good. I love all fruit and all vegetables. Cucumbers are delicious. I don't know if these things are considered yummy to you guys, but they're considered yummy to me. Let's see. What are the best types of exercises to do for weight loss? I currently do a lot of treadmill walking and some HIIT running. You're doing the right stuff. I was going to say a lot of cardio and a lot of HIIT workouts. HIIT is high intensity interval training. And so any kind of high intensity interval training is going to help you burn fat. And so that's definitely a good thing to do. Long cardio, like running like 3 miles as opposed to just like a little 20 minutes of cardio. Well, I guess for some people 3 miles would only take you 20 minutes, but it takes me a lot longer. Like endurance cardio is good too. What's a good meal prepping recipe? My favorite, because it's so easy to change up, is Jacob and I will take 3 to 4 pounds of chicken and we'll put it in a crock pot with a marinade. And we put it on high for 3 hours. After 3 hours, we shred it and we let it cook for another hour to soak up all the marinade after it's shredded. And the great part is that we can use a different marinade every week, but the recipe doesn't get more complicated. And it lasts us for a really long time. May I ask you what your arm tattoo stands for? Well, I'd ask you to be more specific, but I guess I can just I'll just let you know about all my arm tattoos. So this one here, this one here is the coordinates to the house I grew up in, back in Massachusetts. You can go ahead and try and search them, but my family doesn't live there anymore, so you're going to be stalking strangers. This one is a lightning bolt for Harry Potter, my love of Harry Potter. This one, which I suspect is maybe the one you're talking about, this one is my most recent tattoo, and my grandfather passed away in April, and so I took a voicemail I had from him, and I changed it, I converted it into a sound wave image. So this is actually him saying "I love you" 3 times, which is how he always said it to me. And that's what this is. This is like his actual voice and the actual sound from the voicemail. And then this one here, this is my semicolon tattoo. There's actually a BuzzFeed video on it. I got the tattoo on camera. It says "Rise and rise again until lambs become lions," and then it's bookmarked by a little semicolon here. And this one is dedicated to my struggle with depression and everybody else's struggle with depression. The Semicolon Project is a project that is using the semicolon as a symbol of the battle, like the battle to end the stigma against mental illness. And people are getting tattoos in order to kind of force conversations about it, because people will often, like, what just happened, people will say, "Oh, what's that tattoo mean?" And now it kind of gives you an excuse to start a conversation about mental illness and try and break down that stigma that it has. If you want to know any more about my story, you can go watch that video. I think it's called, it's a BuzzFeed video, and I think it's called "What is the Semicolon Tattoo Project?" or something like that. But if you just search semicolon tattoo BuzzFeed, it'll come up. And then this tattoo here is one of my favorites. It's a little girl on a swing that I drew, and that is dedicated to my friend who passed away. She passed away in 2013 or 2014. I'm so bad with remembering stuff like that, but she was my childhood best friend. We grew up together. We were like sisters. Our families were basically family. Our moms were best friends. And she got hit by a driver who was texting and ended up dying as a result from her injuries. And so I got that tattoo in dedication of her. Anyway, on to more positive stuff. All right, let's hit some more questions. Let's see. No, I'm not going to do a Q&A shirtless. Go away. I mean, don't go away, but I'm not doing that. Okay, let's see. Have you ever gone skiing or snowboarding? Yes, I've done both. I find skiing a little bit boring, and so I tried snowboarding. It was super fun. I liked it. I haven't gone in a really long time, though. Let's see. Do you watch The Walking Dead? Yes, but I'm not caught up. I forget. He probably can't hear me. I forget where I am in The Walking Dead, but I think we watched most of the newest season. I do really like it.
We watched 3 episodes of the newest season.
Jacob just told me we watched 3 episodes of the newest season. Glenn is my favorite, and spoiler alert, now he's dead, and I'm sad. Anyway, next question. What would you suggest is a good starting point to get fit? That depends on if you're asking about working out or eating, but I'll give you both answers. Working out, I recommend running to everyone just starting out. It's easy, it's free, and you can kind of ease your way into it. Start with running, and then you can kind of escalate to at-home workouts. There's so many free ones online. You can also try the workouts that I've done on my channel. There's not many yet, but there will be more. And then, I did a lot of Googling in the beginning, just like, what are good arm exercises? And then I would write them down, and I would go to the gym. But running is easy, and well, it's not easy, but it's easy to get started with. And as far as eating healthy goes, number one step is, no alcohol, no sodas, unless you're looking for more of a lifestyle change, and then obviously in moderation would be my answer. But if you're looking for like a temporary, like, okay, for 3 months I'm going to focus on losing weight, cut those things out completely. And then as far as food is concerned, don't eat anything that comes in a package, period. And then that only healthy food is left. And you can't really go wrong. So if you don't eat anything that comes in a package, you're off to a good start. Let's see. I've been walking 3 to 4 miles, usually 3 times a week with the right diet. Will this help me lose weight? Yeah, it probably will. It might take a little while because walking doesn't necessarily get your heart rate up and burn a lot of fat up front, but you're being active and you're eating healthy, and so it is going to help, definitely. If you want it to happen a little bit more faster, try changing some of your walks into jogs and see how that goes. Do I meditate regularly? No, I'm terrible at meditating. It's so bad. I can't do it. Let's see. What are arm exercises do you recommend to do? Well, so you say you don't like your arms because they're big. So you're looking to slim down your arms, in which case I would tell you to do like cardio and interval training to shed fat. I know there's a lot of like, you do this workout to tone your arms and do this to get rid of your muffin top. You can't target fat loss like that. They're really feeding you kind of a bunch of crap. You can't target fat loss like that. Fat loss is going to come from total body fat loss with cardio and interval training and weightlifting and eating right. And then once you are kind of at a lower-ish body fat percentage, then you can start doing those workouts to tone out those body parts. But you can't just target your arms to lose fat on your arms. So if you want to slim down, my recommendation is to do some interval training and to do some cardio. Let's see. How do you plan a workout? I don't. My coach plans my workouts for me. How do you resist hella tasty food that's bad for you? Good question. Sometimes I don't. Other times I just remind myself of my goals, and for me, meeting my goals in the gym and meeting my goals just health and fitness wise, those are really big priorities to me, and it's a bigger priority to me than eating a piece of chocolate or something sweet and delicious. are salty and delicious. And so it's kind of, once I think of it that way, it's kind of easy to turn those things down. But also, I'm a human, and sometimes I say, fuck it, I can have a piece of cake today, and I'm going to have a piece of cake. I mean, probably not cake because I don't like cake that much, but you get what I'm saying. Let's see. Oh, I like this question. Oh, and I just lost it. Hold on. I'm going to find it again. Is it possible to eat healthy if you only have $30 a week for groceries for 2 people? That's tough. That's actually really hard. So for myself, I spend less than $50 a week on groceries. But that's to only feed myself. And so if I had to feed 2 people on that kind of a budget, it definitely would be difficult. My suggestion is to buy things in bulk. Like I buy 4 pounds of chicken at a time. And also buy things like brown rice. Rice is super cheap, but it makes a pretty filling meal and lasts a long time. And finding other foods like that, it's really hard. It is really hard to get like good fresh produce and make it last for 2 people. But definitely if you can find things like rice and pasta and like big, like affordable bulk packages of meat to go with it, and then just a few vegetables here and there, that's a good place to start. Let's see. My dogs are playing underneath me right now. What are you doing? Hey. Do you want to say hi? Say hello. So if you're wondering what the weird noises are, it's them. Okay, let's see. What's your next video going to be? You'll have to tune in tomorrow to watch. Lean meats or chicken? Well, chicken is lean meat. I'm a big fan of chicken. I tend to not eat red meat, but that's more of a moral decision than it is a health decision. But also, you really should only be eating red meat like once or twice a week anyway. But turkey is also another great, really lean meat. So, yeah. What's your max bench? Oh man, I haven't benched in a long time. Last time I checked, I think it was like 130. It's not a very heavy bench. I don't think I've bench pressed in like a year. Would you ever be interested in powerlifting or Olympic weightlifting? Yes and no. I do both of those things in CrossFit. So, I am able to enjoy them while not being bored by them, if that makes sense. Like the thing I like about CrossFit is that it's constantly varied and we're constantly doing a whole different bunch of skills, and there's always something new to work on, and our workouts are different every day. Because the problem I had before I started CrossFit is that I would get bored with my workouts. And so I think that if I focused on just Olympic lifting or just powerlifting, I would end up kind of getting bored just working on the same few lifts every day. But that being said, I am currently on an Oli strength cycle and a squat strength cycle. So I'm still working on those things, and I still enjoy doing those things. I also enjoy doing other things. How to stay fit in a household that eats junk? Move out. I know you probably can't move out, but it's really hard. Jacob and I do not buy things that will tempt us, specifically because we probably would be too weak to leave them in the cabinets. Let's see. What's your diet for weight loss? I actually just did a video about how I lost weight. I use the RP Strength program, and basically I count my macros and I limit my fat intake, and it works pretty well. Let's see. Why do people say carbs are bad? I love pasta and tortillas. I don't know why people say carbs are bad. Carbs are so good for you. I love carbs, and they're great. There are bad carbs, like potato chips, but tortillas and pasta, those are things, granted, I eat whole grain pasta and whole wheat tortillas, but those are things that I eat on a daily basis. You need carbs. You need carbs for energy and to like live. Let's see. I have started using the Couch to 5K app, and I just completed my first week, and I'm obsessed. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. The Couch to 5K program is the best way to start running if you are not able to not even run like a half a mile when I started. And before the end of it, I was running 3 miles like every day. Let's see. No added sugar lifestyle change. Thoughts? It's going to be really hard because there's sugar in everything, but I think it's an amazing lifestyle change if you can make it. But it basically, you can't eat out. You can't, I mean, there's all the normal stuff that you think of, like junk food and snacks and candy and chips and whatever, but there's also added sugar in bread, and there's added sugar in like every drink that's not water. And so it's definitely a hard lifestyle change, but an amazing one if you can manage it. Let's see. Oh, the comments just went crazy. Has exercise helped with your depression? Yes, immensely. I was having a lot of trouble, and that was actually part of the reason why I started exercising, and it definitely helps me stay sane, for sure. Oh man, I just lost your comments. Hang on. Where'd they go? Okay. If carbs are good, why is keto popular? I don't know. Keto does work for a lot of people, but I find that I don't know a ton about it, but I have heard that a lot of people who do keto, once they start introducing carbs back into their diet, they kind of gain the weight back, because essentially what they've done by taking out carbs is they've decreased a lot of bloat and water retention. And so the minute you start eating them again, it just kind of comes back. Let's see. My girlfriend doesn't want me to work out. What should I do? That's sad. Why doesn't she want you to work out? You should tell her that it's important to you and it's a priority for you, and being healthy and fit is important, and that you don't understand why she would keep you from that. Favorite food? Donuts and nachos, in that order. Have you considered doing some gymnastics again, and would you do a gymnastics video? I actually did a BuzzFeed video where we did gymnastics for a week. It was amazing, and I realized how much I missed the sport. I do get a little bit of gymnastics in CrossFit, so I get a little bit of satisfaction there, and I definitely love playing around on the bars and with my handstands and stuff like that. But I have thought about going to like a open gym at like a gymnastics gym or like an adult gymnastics class. I think it would be super fun. Let's see. Other question. How's Michelle doing? Michelle's doing very wonderfully. Any advice for a beginning CrossFitter? It's going to be intimidating and you're going to be sore, but it is all worth it. And you can't be, okay, here's my advice for a beginning CrossFitter. Do not be too hard on yourself. There's a lot of things in CrossFit that are pretty high skill, like snatching, or like a lot of the gymnastics movements, or the clean and jerk. And they're not something that you're going to be able to do very well right away unless you have a background that allows you to do that. And so a lot of people get super discouraged and they get really frustrated with those movements. And really frustrated with a lot of other things because they feel like they're just not quite good enough, and they aren't really getting it. But everybody that has done CrossFit has started in that exact same position. So just keep showing up every day, and I promise you will improve and you will get better at those movements and at everything else, and it'll all be worth it. So do not be too hard on yourself. Don't get discouraged. It's hard. There's a lot of hard things that are going to take some time to learn. I still don't snatch right, and I've been doing it for 4 years. Let's see. Tips for building upper body strength. Work on upper body movements. Do lots of pull-ups, do lots of push-ups, lots of shoulder exercises, back exercises. Just spend time focusing on that part of your body. Do you have any cardio tips for people with asthma? Jacob and I actually both have asthma. I think you have to learn your own pace. I have found that my sprint pace looks very different than somebody else's sprint pace because I can't quite hit 100% without having trouble. And so I never really hit 100% sprint. You know, I always kind of keep it a little bit back so that I don't cross that line over into, you know, having trouble breathing and stuff like that. I'm actually very overweight. Is it okay to join CrossFit as a large person if I'm generally healthy otherwise? Yes, of course. So many people think that they have to work out in order to go to CrossFit, or like they have to do something before they can start. I have known people who have started CrossFit at every single different stage in their journey. There are people at my gym that are overweight that are just getting started, and they're freaking killing it, and they're coming in every day and they love it. The awesome thing about CrossFit is that everything is scalable. Everything can be modified to your skill level. So just because the workout says it's, you know, 125-pound cleans and chest to bar pull-ups doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You show up that day and maybe you do 65-pound cleans and you do ring rows. Like, that's the cool part about CrossFit, is that no matter what level you are, you can show up and you can get a good workout in with people who also love being there. And it's just a very supportive atmosphere, and everything can be done at every skill level. So I just do it. Just go. Just start. No more waiting. Let's see. How to work out and not get bulky. Well, I haven't quite figured that one out yet. No, I'm just kidding. Greta, I'm assuming you are a girl on your name, by your name, and I apologize if you're not. A lot of women say that to me, and I hear that a lot. Oh, I want to lift, but I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get bulky, so I'm just going to do light weights all the time. Do you know how hard it is to get bulky? I'm trying, and I can barely do it. The women you see and you view as bulky, they're trying. They're putting in so much effort, and that's their goal. If you start lifting weights as a woman, you don't automatically get bulky. You actually get very lean and very toned. And it's a super huge misconception that women will get bulky the moment they start lifting heavy or lifting at all. So don't worry about getting bulky, okay? And even if you are bulky, who the fuck cares? Muscles are cool, and being strong is cool. Let's see. Do I like sushi? I love sushi. Let's see. Do you think counting calories is good, or do you believe in other ways to count calories? You're using a lot of quotation marks here, Isabel. Like the 80-20 rule, or just everything in moderation. I think calories is great, especially for beginners. I counted calories for years when I first started out, and it helped me lose weight and get healthy. I count macros now instead because I want a more fine-tuned diet, but I still think counting calories is a totally valid way to go about eating and everything like that. If you're looking for a lifestyle change, yes, I do say 80-20 or everything in moderation is a better way to look at it. I think if you are spending 3 months focusing on losing weight, then I say cut out the 20, go 100% healthy. But that is only a temporary thing, you know? Let's see. Am I married? No, I'm not married. How do you estimate your macros for RP on the templates, or are you doing the one-to-one coaching? I'm not doing the one-to-one coaching. I only follow the auto templates, but they do my macros for me. They tell me how much protein and how much carbs and how much fat to eat every meal. That's the cool part about RP, is they do all the math for me, and I just listen and do what I'm told. Do you have any tips to get better form and mobility when doing squats? Yeah, yoga is great. But also a lot of, you have to really, really focus on mobility. And as far as squats are concerned, you want to focus on your hips and your ankles. A lot of people neglect ankle mobility, but it's very important if you want to have a good squat, as is hip mobility. Maybe I'll do a video about some mobility exercises to get some good squats. Maybe. Let's see. What else you got? Is it bad to work out when you have a cold? Good question. I think that there is a line. Like if you just have a little bit of a cold or a little bit of this, whatever, sometimes it is good to work through it and sweat it out. But there is definitely a point in which you have to say, okay, my body needs rest. I should not beat it up any further. I'm going to go home and I'm going to drink fluids and I'm going to take a nap. So just listen to your body. If you feel really crappy and going to the gym sounds absolutely horrific, you probably need the rest. So stay home and rest. But if you're just a little sniffly and you're like, oh, I kind of feel good, but also I could go to the mall right now, go to the gym. Do I eat McDonald's? No. Sometimes I get iced coffee from McDonald's because their coffee's not bad, but I don't eat McDonald's, no. Have I ever played volleyball? No, I haven't. Is CrossFit good for off-season training for a sport? Yes. I think CrossFit is great for off-season training. And in fact, my gym back in Boston had a specific class they did in the summer for high school athletes. And they would come in and they would do CrossFit to keep them healthy. And also improve their speed and agility and their capacity during the off season. So I think CrossFit is great for that. What sports did you play in high school? I was a cheerleader, I was a gymnast, and I played lacrosse. And, oh, excuse me, there's a dog. Let's see. When did you start learning the right way to eat? In 2012, right after I graduated college, I kind of decided to get healthy, and that's when I started learning. And my resources were the internet. I did so much research on the internet, and I would read articles about why one way of eating was good, and then I read an article about why it was bad, and then kind of by the process of elimination, I kind of just had to figure out what was bullshit and what was accurate, and it was a lot of trial and error. But I was Googling until the sun came up. Where did you go to college? I went to Iona College in Westchester, New York. What's with the potato quality? I don't know, guys. This is my first live stream, and it was so hard to figure out how to do it because I thought I could just click a button and it would happen, and that was not the case. So I'm sorry if this is shitty quality, but maybe the next one will be better. I promise. Do you listen to music when you work out? Yeah, they play music in the gym. I don't like working out in silence. It freaks me out. Let's see. Oh, these comments. You guys have so many questions. It's amazing. How can I make protein drinking less gross? It is gross, isn't it? I hate it too. Add some Gatorade or Kool-Aid. That's what I do after my workout. Make sure you account for it and don't add a whole bunch. But it's good to have simple sugars like that after to help your body recover. So feel free to add some Gatorade to it. Or just keep trying different brands until you find one you like. Sometimes people just don't like a bunch of different brands. Hello from New Zealand. Let's see, what did I study in college? Oh, I answered this question earlier, but I studied mass communications, TV and video production. Any advice for high school athletes? Keep doing what you're doing. Also, don't stop working out when you go to college. I was a high school athlete, and then I didn't play a sport in college because I didn't want to spend the time, and I just wanted to have fun in college. So I stopped working out, and it was the worst thing that I ever did. Keep working out. Don't stop working out when you go to college. Advice for sugar addiction. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So I challenge you to cut out sugar for 21 days. It's temporary. You can do anything for 3 weeks, you know? So give that a shot and see how you feel at the end of the 3 weeks. Stretch before or after exercise. Both. Any other collaboration videos coming up? Some in the talks, but nothing definite yet. Hello, Sebastian. Any advice on combining 8 to 4 work, job, and gym time? Go in the morning. When I was at BuzzFeed, I was working 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it is a lot harder to get in the gym when you have a full-time job. So I would force myself to wake up in the morning and go before work, and I always felt better, and I was so glad I got it out of the way. I find that when I was trying to go after work, it would be 6 o'clock, and all I wanted to do was go home and eat dinner, and I was just too tired, and it's much, much harder, I think, to motivate yourself at the end of a long work day. But that's just my opinion. Some people may love working out at night and unwinding after work, and they hate waking up early. But my suggestion is to go home, to wake up in the morning and get it done and out of the way. My pups love you too, Roxanne. Even though she's staring out the window, she does not care about you guys. I'm sorry. Let's see. Please don't lick my face. Whew. Ever write a book? I haven't, but I totally would. I like writing a lot. Oh, how did you meet Jacob? We met at the gym. Jacob and I met at the gym. Not at the gym we currently are at, but we both were at a different CrossFit gym a few years ago, and I asked him to do a competition with me because he was a strong dude and we needed another dude for our team, and the rest is history. How to deal with fear of running in front of people. Wake up super early when no one else is awake and run in the morning. Let's see. Oh man, I keep losing where I am in the comments. Jordan, should I do body weight workouts when I am very skinny? Yeah, why not? Also start lifting if you want to be less skinny. It's a great way to build muscle. Are you nearsighted or farsighted? I am nearsighted. Do you have a CrossFit athlete you look up to? Oh, I love so many of them. I'm a super huge fan of Cara Webb. I like her a lot. I also like China Cho a lot. As far as local gals go. I was super happy when Cara podiumed this year because I think she really deserves it. But I definitely like watching China in the regionals. And I've always been a super big fan of Camille. Those are probably my top 3 favorite girls as far as CrossFit athletes go. Favorite celeb exercise you've tried so far? I really like the Demi Lovato one. I thought it was very well-rounded. But the Gal Gadot one was actually really cool too, because she did a lot of things that are not just to tone down and lean out. They're to build real strength, and I appreciated that. Can you actually gain muscles from doing 100 push-ups a day? Yeah, but you're only going to gain push-up muscles. So if that's the only thing you care about, then sure. Have you won any competitions or awards for CrossFit? I have won a couple competitions. They were small ones, but I got first place a couple times, second place a couple times, and I also have gotten very much not first place a couple times. I've never gotten last place, but I have been close. Just depends on who shows up. Should I write my workout before I do it? Would that help motivate me to start losing weight? I write my workouts down so I can keep track of my numbers. If you think that maybe it would help motivate you, give it a try. Why not, right? I have a notebook just dedicated to working out. Oh my gosh, my computer's crazy. Have you tried intermittent fasting? No, but it really seems to be all the rage right now. I've debated it, but I think I would probably do a little bit more research before jumping in. Will we see you soon at regionals? Hopefully. We are working very, very hard, and we'll hopefully be sending a team to the 2018 regionals. But it's hard to say. We came really close. We placed 23rd, and the top 15 teams go, and we placed 23rd this past year. So maybe next year, but can't promise anything. Definitely not in an individual capacity. I'm not quite at that level, but perhaps in the team events, yes. maybe, hopefully. Sorry I'm drumming on my dog. That might be annoying for you guys. If you were stranded on an island and only allowed to have 3 things, what would you choose? Oh, man. We're going to assume there's no power, so I'm not going to take any electronics, right? I would bring the Harry Potter book series, technically one thing, even though it's 8 books. I would bring
How many books?
7 books, 8 movies. Shut up. I don't have a good memory. A notebook and a pencil. Or maybe a pen. Does that count as 2 things or 1 thing? And my dogs. Jacob says I should bring my dogs. I probably would bring my dogs, actually. That's my 3rd thing. Did you lose strength when you did your cuts? No, and that's why I love RP. RP is the one time I have been able to both focus on getting lean and also get stronger at the same time. I don't know how they do it. They did all the science part of it, and I just know that it works for me. A lot of it is eating the appropriate amount of food, though. I was under eating a lot before I started RP. And then I started eating more and losing weight. Imagine that. Let's see. Oh, Hogwarts house. Ravenclaw. Do you have a skincare routine? No. I just splash water on my face sometimes. People tell me I should wash my face, but I don't really. So, sorry. Let's see. How many times a week would you recommend working out when starting to get fit? Anywhere between 3 and 6. If 6 feels like a lot, don't do 6. Any less than 3 and you're not really doing that much to help your body. So whatever works for your schedule and works for your body. What do you eat for breakfast? Usually, I will make a breakfast sandwich with a whole wheat English muffin, 1 egg, and some turkey sausage. But that's just sometimes. Sometimes I change it up. Sometimes I make pancakes. They're really good pancakes. Kodiak protein pancakes, not regular pancakes. Are your dogs rescues? Yes, my dogs are rescues. Here, I'll show you one. Theo, come here. Come here. Ugh. So, this is Belle. We rescued her first. Well, Jacob technically rescued her. Ow, she's biting my nose. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys know Curly from BuzzFeed. A lot of you guys probably do. His roommate is actually the one that found Belle. And she found her just like hiding in a bush all by herself in downtown LA. And Curly brought her into the office and said she needed a home, and I convinced Jacob to take her home. And the rest is history. My other dog, Hank, is also a rescue. Let me show you him because he's watching us from the couch. See, he's right there. He was rescued by Mark Ching at the Animal Hope and Wellness Foundation. They're in the Valley in California. And he had not a great history. He was actually tied to a pole and beaten unconscious with a baseball bat and left to die. And luckily, Animal Rescue came to get him. He ended up at Mark Ching's rescue, which is an amazing foundation. And I saw his picture on Instagram, and I fell in love, and I just had to have him. So we've had him since January. He is a blue-nosed pit bull. We're pretty sure. We don't know, but he looks like it. And Belle is half Chihuahua, a quarter Cocker Spaniel, and a quarter pit bull. Let's see. I do not work at BuzzFeed anymore. Who inspired you to start working out? Well, I've been an athlete my whole life. But I will tell you that my dad introduced me to CrossFit. So there's a fun story. I'm going to go back to some Twitter questions because these people did tweet in advance, and I want to make sure I get to their questions too. I'm probably only going to hang around for another 10 minutes. Let's see. Okay. From Jamie Lee. What is your opinion on a plant-based diet? Did you watch What the Health? No, I didn't watch What the Health, but from what I've heard and what I've seen, it is an incredibly biased documentary, and I'm probably not going to waste my time watching it. But that being said, I am all for a plant-based diet. I think it is a great lifestyle to have, and I think that it's definitely a super healthy way to live. I think one of the misconceptions is that people think a plant-based diet means vegan or vegetarian, and it doesn't. When you subscribe to that lifestyle, you can still eat meat, but the focus is on free-range, farm-raised, grass-fed meat. And so, therefore, indirectly, it still is plant-based. So I think a plant-based diet is really great. What's your go-to cheat meal? Donuts. Or nachos. Depends on what kind of, if I'm in a sweet or a salty mood. Let's see. Why is CrossFit so expensive? It's out of my budget, but I want to try it out. Is it worth it as a college student? I do get this question a lot. CrossFit is expensive because you are paying for very hands-on training. It is not just a regular gym membership where you show up and kind of do your own thing in the corner and then you leave. You're showing up, you're going to a class, and if the gym is doing it right, that class is not very big. And so you're essentially paying for personal training, but in a class environment, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the coaches to pay close attention to you and be invested in your journey and know what's best for you and what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. And they're there to help you the whole way. So you're really kind of getting a personal trainer for a lot less than what a personal trainer costs. And that being said, it involves a lot of equipment, and those gyms need to stay afloat, and they need to keep the equipment in good quality, and they want to provide a lot of things for the community, because the community is very important in CrossFit. Community is a huge part of CrossFit, and that's all an investment that goes back into that. Is it worth it as a college student? No, probably not. If it's really out of your budget, I'm not going to tell you to break the bank just to do CrossFit. You can find other boot camp classes like Barry's or Orange Theory. I don't know how much those are, but maybe they're a little bit more affordable for you. They're not going to involve a lot of heavy lifting and strength building, but it'll keep you fit until you can afford CrossFit, if CrossFit is something that you really want to try. So, that's what I would say about that. Let's see. What kind of diet do you recommend for a bodybuilder with a high metabolism, i.e. building muscle? I recommend eating a lot of protein and a lot of carbs and a lot of fat. Just eat a lot. Just eat so much food. What's your favorite meal of all time? All time. That's too big of a question. Are we talking dinner? Are we talking dessert? Are we talking, just a cheat meal? A healthy meal? I'm just going to stick with donuts. With ice cream. Hot donut with cold ice cream. And some pretzels. I don't know. Have you and or Michelle ever experienced a true Canadian winter? If not, would you ever? I have not. I have never been to Canada. I would love to go to Canada. But I have experienced a northeast New England winter, which they get pretty bad too. So I love the winter though. Congrats on 100K. Do you think you'll aim to compete in the CrossFit Games someday? Yeah, someday. It's really far away from me right now. Hopefully we'll get to regionals as a team next year and then eventually build our way to the games. I don't know if I'll ever make it as an individual. I think I started a little bit too late, but who knows, right? I'm going to keep working towards it. How has your everyday life changed from working at BuzzFeed? It's changed well, I have a whole lot of free time. It's very, very cool to be my own boss and be able to make my own schedule, because I'm now able to, the biggest change for me has been I am now able to put a lot of focus and a lot of time into my training, and that's something that has made me very happy. And that's not something I was able to do before because I was working 50 hours a week. And so now I'm able to really dedicate a good chunk of my time to training, and that makes me happy while still being able to do what I love, and make content for you guys. Do you have a dream collab of someone you'd like to work with? If you're talking YouTubers, I think it would be cool to do a collab with Brooke Entz, don't you guys? She seems like a cool chick, and we like a lot of the same stuff. But there's also a lot of really cool people out there. I don't know if I'm cool enough to collab with all them. Let's see. Hi, I'm struggling to get motivated to start working out again. Also getting married in 2 years. Congratulations! What's your advice? Find the thing that motivates you. I think a lot of people just think like, oh, gotta go to the gym. Going to the gym is not always going to be the thing that you like doing. Like, try a Zumba class. Find an adult dodgeball league. I don't know. Find a thing that you like doing that keeps you active and let that motivate you. Find a thing that you want to get up and you want to go. Like, I love CrossFit. I want to go do CrossFit every day. And so that keeps me motivated. If I was just like doing bodybuilding exercises in the gym, I don't think I'd be motivated to go. Or if I was just like, hey, I'm going to go on a run every day and train for a marathon, I would not be motivated because I don't enjoy doing those things. So find something that you enjoy. Okay, so that's all the Twitter questions. Are you living in LA? Yes, I am living in LA. We're back on the live questions. Is it better to keep your workout routine the same or switch it up when you first begin? I think switch it up. I think your body really will adjust to doing the same thing over and over again, and then you'll find it's a little bit harder to make a change or see changes in your body. So switch it up. Do something new all the time. Do something for a while, and when you get bored of it or when it stops working, do something else. I think this journey is a journey for life, as cheesy as that sounds. And so I think that it's important to keep it exciting and find things that you really enjoy, because you don't want it to feel like a chore. You know what I mean? You just want it to be a thing that you really enjoy doing, that is just a part of your life. And then that's the best way to keep yourself healthy, you know? Let's see. Fan meetup. Well, you guys are all over the place. I am going to be at the Anaheim Fit Expo next week. If you guys are there, maybe we'll do a meetup there for anyone that's local to Anaheim. Will you ever consider doing a WOD at Vault with your subscribers? Man, that would be crazy fun, huh? Maybe we'll do a workout sometime. That would be fun to organize. Okay, anyway, we've hung out for over an hour now. So thank you guys for coming and showing up. It was very fun to hang out with you. This was my first live stream, so I apologize if anything went wrong or it wasn't what you thought. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, again, thank you for subscribing and helping me get to 100K. It has made me so happy, and I love being able to create content and interact directly with you guys and give you guys all the stuff that you're asking for, and just share what I love, because I love healthy foods and working out and you know, CrossFit is really my passion, and the fact that I get to share that with you guys as a job is super exciting. So thank you very much, and be sure to come. You can follow me on Instagram at JORDLS if you'd like. I have the same username over on Twitter. And I also have a Facebook page, Jordan Shalhoub. And I'll be posting all my YouTube videos there as well if you'd rather follow on Facebook, and sharing some articles and other kind of related stuff. And be sure to tune in tomorrow morning because I've got a new video coming out, and I think you guys are going to want to see this one. It's a little bit different. And so that's all I've got for you today. Sorry, I probably just said a million times, but it's really hard to think about what to say. So anyway, thank you. See you guys tomorrow. I will be answering comments tomorrow, so come in the comments. Send me some tweets if you really have this question you need to know the answer to and I didn't get to it today. Tweet me your questions. Come hang out over on Instagram. My Instagram story is mostly of my dogs, so there's that benefit to it. And thanks, guys. Bye.